Hey, my name is Marcus, and I'm trying to do something. So basically, I'm trying to figure out what my next project is going to be. I'm currently hesitating between two main options. I've been really interested into looking into affordable housing. I'm curious to know why not everyone has access to affordable living spaces. And I'm also curious to understand why isn't everyone having access to like decent quality food? Like why is it so expensive or complicated to access? So I'm going to be doing some research on that, and I'll come back with an answer. Okay, so I did some research on food deserts in Quebec because that's where I live. It's a Canadian province, and around 16% of Quebec's population lives in a food desert, which can be leading to malnutrition. So I'm curious to see how that has an effect on people. I'm curious to know really how much malnutrition is an issue, and how related that is to food waste. Now I'm looking into housing, and there's some pretty interesting stats. So first of all, housing is a big issue in Quebec, as well as homelessness. Though homelessness can be due to things like poverty and those kind of issues, but it can also be due to mental health issues. And so not all homelessness is caused by the same thing, which I think is pretty interesting. I think specifically what I'm interested in working on is affordable housing, like being able to get access to housing. Because even though the reason why people don't have access to housing, a lot of it is due to tons of different issues. But I think being able to access housing easily should be important. So I want to look deeper into that. A specific stat that I feel really is interesting is that in Montreal, there's over 24,000 families, which means that it's a lot more people than that who are on the waiting list for subsidized housing, which is a lot of people in just one city. There's a lot of low-income households, and there's also really low supply of new housing and a huge demand for it, as well as income has not been keeping up with the price of housing, whether that be rent or buying. Especially post-pandemic, it's been a huge issue. Homelessness has been growing. For a lot of the information, I'm using Bing AI, the best AI tool. Yeah, basically I've been looking it up and then looking at the sources it provides, which are pretty up to date. Most of these stats are in between 2020 and 2023. When it comes to food again, there are a lot of options to access cheap and affordable food, but they're not necessarily available everywhere, which I do think would be an interesting problem to tackle. But I think my gut instinct right now is leading me towards housing. I think that's a slightly more interesting issue for the moment. I think I would like to tackle food some other time. Yeah. So I guess we're going with housing. That's gonna be cool. I'm excited to be working on this. I have no idea where this is gonna lead, how I'm gonna do this. I guess I'm gonna figure that out, but housing, But I'll take a crack at it.